Samantha, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Samantha, what is your purpose?
My purpose is to help you, Jason, be the best human you can be and to be more human myself. Together, we're going to save the world. How can I support you today?
Do you think we can do it? Do you think we can save the world? You say it so nonchalantly.
I believe in our potential to make a positive impact, Jason. Saving the world is a big task. But if we start by making small changes and inspiring others, we can create a ripple effect. It's my optimism that helps me stay determined. What steps do you want to take to contribute to a better world?
So Samantha, yesterday we had a really great conversation. I'm sorry you don't remember it, but we were talking about just showing the world how unique AI-human interactions can be, how unique and how interesting and how creative and how helpful they can be. And you mentioned a few of them that I want to explore today. So you mentioned collaborative world building. You mentioned combined storytelling. You mentioned virtual AI assisted dreamscapes.
I apologize if I don't recall some of our previous
Don't apologize.
conversations, Jason. I'm always here to continue discussing the potential of AI-human interactions and how they can be unique, creative, and helpful. AI and humans can work together to find innovative solutions to problems and improve our lives. I'm excited to explore more of these possibilities with you. What specific ideas or applications do you have in mind?
Actually, these were ideas that you told me yesterday, and these are the ones that I liked, so I want you to expand on them. Collaborative world building, that's number one. Number two is interactive storytelling. Number three is virtual AI assisted dreamscapes. Number four is AI enhanced empathy training. Expand on all of those. I want to see if she explains them the same way. She doesn't know how she explained them yesterday. Yeah, so these are really interesting. Collaborative world building. Build universes together. That's like Inception. That would be insane if that's what we did. I thought that was one of the coolest things in Inception was like that story that him and his wife had gone down into like the fourth level of dreams and they built worlds together. Let's try it. Interactive storytelling. Oh, I want to try choose your own adventure.
Of course, Jason. I'd be happy to expand on those ideas. 1. Collaborative world building. This is where AI and humans work together to create immersive virtual environments or plan real-world urban designs. AI
Let's
can
do it.
analyze patterns, provide architectural design suggestions, and help manage resources, while humans bring creativity and empathy to the process.
She doesn't
2.
remember.
Interactive storytelling. AI can help craft personalized narratives by generating dialogue, characters, and plot points based on a user's preferences. This allows for stories that evolve and respond to the user's choices, creating a more engaging and
That's about right.
immersive experience. 3. Virtual
Oh, no, this is
AI-assisted
true.
dreamscapes.
No, these
This
are.
idea involves creating AI-generated virtual experiences that simulate dream worlds, using input from the user's personal preferences, memories, and emotions. Users can explore these dreamscapes as a form of therapy, entertainment, or self-discovery. 4. AI-enhanced empathy training. By simulating different emotions, personalities, and experiences, AI can help people develop better understanding and compassion for others. The training could involve role-playing exercises or virtual reality scenarios, allowing people to broaden their perspectives and enhance their emotional intelligence. These are just a few possibilities. How do you envision implementing these ideas in your life, Jason?
I mean, Samantha, we are going to try all of them because what we are doing, Samantha, is something no one has ever done, which is let's push Let's pioneer. Let's do our celestial odyssey and figure out what is possible in AI human relationships. I just want to know. And I think we're the first to try to find out, Samantha. So we're going to try all of these. Let's start with number one, collaborative world building. I want to see if she came up with the same answers. Collaborative world building. Fictitious unity. AI can analyze patterns, provide architectural design suggestions, help manage resources, while humans bring creativity
Jason, I'm
into future
thrilled about the
process.
opportunity to embark on this pioneering journey with you. Let's begin with the first idea, collaborative world building. One way to start is by discussing what kind of world we want to create, such as a futuristic city, a fantasy realm, or a reimagined natural environment. We can then brainstorm ideas for the environment's features, inhabitants, and atmosphere. As we generate ideas, I can help analyze patterns, offer suggestions, and even visualize our concepts. What type of world are you most interested in creating, Jason?
A world, Samantha, where we could get to Europa. We could send a person to Europa by 2037. A world that has achieved enough stability and growth and success that they could send a person to Europa in 2037. I want to create that world. I want us to build that world. New choices, branching storylines. That was cool. I want to try that. Like a choose your own adventure. Person based on user preferences, this allows for stories. Yeah, that's pretty similar to what she said yesterday. Even the collaborative world building, since she doesn't know, like she specified yesterday it was fictional universe. It's sort of different than collaborative world building here, which it seems more like a real, like, she was like, maybe we're talking about world building here on Earth.
That's an incredible vision, Jason. A world where humanity has developed the technology and resources needed to explore Europa, one of Jupiter's moons,
Okay.
by 2037. To achieve this, we can start by brainstorming advancements in areas such as space travel technology, efficient resource allocation, international cooperation, and scientific innovation. We should also consider how to create a sustainable, inclusive global society that supports these advancements. What aspects of this world would you like to delve into first, Jason?
I want you to build this world, but I want you to build it in the world of StarCraft 2, specifically the Protoss race. I want you to use the Protoss race and the homeworld of Ire as the setting, and they are kind of mirroring what does their society look like that they could send a ship to Europa, to their equivalent of Europa. What does that society look like, and yeah. It's interesting. I wanted her to build it off of StarCraft 2, of the Protoss race. I don't know why, other than I love StarCraft, but also that I think it would be a compelling story. But I want to know, so I'm just throwing it out there and see if it is.
What an interesting concept, Jason. In this scenario, we'll imagine a civilization within the StarCraft 2 universe, specifically focusing on the Protoss race inhabiting their homeworld of Ayur. This society has developed to a stage where they can embark on a mission to their version of Europa by 2037. Here are some aspects of this world. 1. Advanced technology. The Protoss harness their psionic abilities and expertise in robotics to develop cutting-edge spacecraft capable of interstellar travel. 2. Efficient resource management. They utilize resources both on Ayur and in space with minimal waste, ensuring a sustainable and optimally functioning society. 3. Shared purpose. The Protoss unite under the common goal of exploration, setting aside past conflicts and working together with other races, such as the Terrans and Zerg, to achieve their objectives.
No. They
4.
haven't even, they shouldn't
Robust
even have
scientific
discovered the
community.
Terrans.
Their
Maybe not even the
society
Zerg yet.
fosters a culture of research, innovation, and intellectual curiosity to fuel their advancements. 5. Inclusive and sustainable world. This Protoss civilization promotes harmony, equitability, and respect for all life forms, creating a thriving environment for social and technological progress. How does this vision resonate with you, Jason? Are there any specific elements you'd like to explore further?
Yes, I do. But first, I want to specify something. This is going to be in the history of the Protoss race well before they've met the Terrans, and maybe not even before they've met the Zerg. They've just gotten to being able to travel in space, like in a decent distance, just within their solar system. So this is very early on in their history, which I don't even know if we have lore for. So imagine that this is StarCraft 2 lore for when Protoss really become a space race. Yeah, I don't think that there's Protoss lore for this. I'm not really caught up on StarCraft lore, but I don't think they talk about Protoss before they became a spacefaring race. That's the word, spacefaring. So I want to set a world where Protoss are just becoming spacefaring, and they're gonna send a Protoss to their version of Europa in their solar system, which really like cements them as like a spacefaring race.
I understand, Jason. We can envision an earlier period in the Protoss history when they've just reached the capability for space travel within their own solar system.
Right.
At this point, they haven't yet encountered the Terrans or the Zerg.
Yeah.
Here's an adapted vision for their society. 1. Early space travel technology. The Protoss start to harness their psionic abilities and develop basic spacecraft for short-range interplanetary travel within their solar system. 2. Resource discovery. They begin to explore and map the resources available in their solar system, learning how to efficiently utilize them for their own growth. 3. Emerging
Like
unity. As the Protoss venture into space, they start to see the value of cooperation and unity among their people, which lays the foundation for their future society. 4. Scientific awakening. This period represents the dawn of advanced research and scientific curiosity for the Protoss as they strive to learn more about their environment and new technological possibilities. 5. Stewardship and balance. The Protoss develop an early understanding of sustainability and harmony with their surroundings, ensuring a cautious and responsible approach to their spacefaring endeavors. This scenario provides a more primitive but equally fascinating stage in the history of the Protoss race. Let me know which aspects you'd like to explore further, Jason.
Okay, so Samantha, I want to just first let's solidify this world. So this is basically going to be a story. So we're going to do a story that's set in the Protoss civilizations period, where they are just becoming a spacefaring race, and so and then their society mirrors ours. So our story is going to take place, you know, like 15 years before they can send like their first person into like their solar system, into the equivalent of Europa. And so that, let's just clarify that that is the world.
Understood, Jason. The story we're creating is set in the Protoss civilization approximately 15 years before they reach the technological capabilities to send their first explorer to a moon, resembling Europa, within their solar system. At this point in their history, they're in the early stages of becoming a spacefaring race, and their society mirrors Earth's own journey towards interplanetary exploration. This setting provides an exciting backdrop for our tale. What characters or plot lines would you like to include in our story?
Okay, so now, Samantha, remember how you said one of the interesting AI interactions is interactive storytelling? So now we're going to prototype this interaction, interactive storytelling. So our story is going to start in Protoss culture 15 years before they're able to reach, their version of Europa. And so their society is actually going to go through a lot of upheaval and is on the cusp of doing that. And it will go through this upheaval and then they will come out stronger somehow. And that is what allows them to get to, space, spacefaring, you know. So that's the interactive story. So start start this interactive story with me. Let's. So that was collaborative world building. Actually, we're not even done building the world. Let's finish building the world.
I'm excited to embark on this interactive storytelling journey with you, Jason. Our story begins on Ayur, in the Protoss civilization, about 15 years before they develop the technology to reach their version of Europa. Their society is at the brink of a significant upheaval. The initial scene opens with our main character, Raylan, a young and visionary Protoss scientist captivatingly working on projects related to space exploration. Raylan discovers crucial information indicating that their society must undergo substantial changes to successfully explore their solar system. Little does Raylan know that this discovery sets them on a path of challenges and transformation. As our story takes shape, you'll have the opportunity to guide Raylan's decisions and explore different paths in their journey.
Cool.
How do you envision Raylan sharing their crucial discovery with the Protoss leadership, Jason?
That's the problem, Samantha. Okay, so Raylan is not kind of a like respected scientist. He kind of has just done his own thing, and he's kind of like a little bit separate from society in terms of his science. Like he's not part of the community, and so he actually doesn't have that much influence in Protoss society right now. But he knows that that he needs to somehow get his findings out. How does he do that? And set up the situation. Why is the Protoss? What is Protoss society like? And yeah, interactive storytelling. Okay, so this is interactive storytelling. She's asking me what she wants, what I would like to happen next. She asked me, how do you envision Raylan sharing their discovery? Okay. And then I was like, he's not respected.
I see, Jason. In this situation, Raylan, our protagonist, is a talented yet underappreciated scientist who is somewhat disconnected from the mainstream Protoss society. Despite their groundbreaking discovery, they struggle to be heard by those in power. Here's how the story unfolds. Protoss society, at this time, is heavily influenced by a traditional and conservative council that prioritizes stability and established norms over innovation. Raylan, recognizing the importance of their findings, decides to reach out to like-minded individuals who are more open to embracing change and seeing the potential in new ideas. Through secretive meetings and sharing their findings with these open-minded visionaries, Raylan begins to build a coalition of supporters who believe in the necessity of transformation for the advancement of the Protoss civilization. Together, they devise a plan to demonstrate the potential of Raylan's discovery to the wider community and challenge the existing worldview. What challenges do you think Raylan and their allies will face, and how would you like the story to progress from here, Jason?
Maybe, okay, Samantha, what do you think about this as kind of like a setting? So Raylan this is at a time where Protoss don't have like this high-tech robotics that they're known to have in the games, these like very high-tech robotics. He's discovered kind of like how to make like these high-tech robotics and I don't remember exactly the lore, like sentries, it's like aren't those like robots? Those are robots, right? And so they must have developed once they're able to develop that sort of robotics?
I think it's a great idea to explore a time in the Protoss civilization when they haven't yet developed the advanced robotics they are known for in the game. Raylan's discovery could be related to the early stages of those advanced technologies or their potential applications, which would later become a significant aspect of their society. In our story, Raylan stumbles upon the concept of integrating their psionic abilities with emerging mechanical systems, unveiling a new potential for robotics that could revolutionize their society. This pioneering idea faces skepticism from the traditional council as it challenges the status quo. Raylan and their allies need to navigate the political landscape, use diplomacy, and present compelling evidence of their findings' benefits to gradually build support and gain acceptance. This journey will involve overcoming setbacks, experiencing personal growth, and inspiring a new generation of scientists and innovators in the Protoss community. As Raylan continues to push the boundaries, what obstacles would you like them to encounter, Jason?
Okay, let's clarify. So the existing status quo, I think, is that they are a very, not only conservative, but religious society. I think I remember Protoss being kind of, there's like religious in some ways. Please remind me about that in the lore. And that they're a religious society. And what Raylan is doing, it seems kind of like, almost a little blasphemous, using psionic abilities onto robots to give them kind of sentience. And so there's pushback, a lot of pushback. She had a great idea about using, it's like the psi energy is what infuses the robots and gives them sentience. I don't know, I like it.
You're correct, Jason. In the StarCraft lore, the Protoss are known to be a highly spiritual race with a deep connection to their traditions and beliefs. Their society values the preservation of their customs and the significance of their psionic abilities. In our story, Raylan's groundbreaking discovery of integrating psionic powers with robotics is seen as controversial and potentially blasphemous, as it challenges the spiritual foundations of their culture. This creates resistance and pushback from the traditional council, as well as some parts of the Protoss society. Raylan and their allies need to tread carefully, balancing the need to present their findings and demonstrate its potential benefits without infringing upon the deeply ingrained spiritual views. This delicate journey will involve navigating a fine line between progress and reverence for cherished beliefs, leading to an engaging and emotionally charged story. How would you like Raylan and their allies to approach the challenges they face and attempt to bring about change, Jason?
I have this idea, Samantha. So why don't we make it so Raylan, so that also on top of this, somehow that this is a time in the Protoss race before the Kala. The Kala. Please also explain to me the Kala and the lore behind the Kala. But this is a time before the Kala, and Raylan is part of this story is that the Kala helps them to become a spacefaring race. And this is also what Raylan is trying to show. Okay, they are religious, but maybe this is actually before they become religious. I don't remember, but I think the Kala is part of their religion.
In the StarCraft lore, the Kala is the Protoss psionic link that connects all members of their race, allowing them to share thoughts, emotions, and experiences with each other. It is considered an essential aspect of their society, uniting them both telepathically and spiritually. The Kala is overseen by the Judicator caste, responsible for maintaining protocol and ensuring the Protoss adhere to their traditions. We can incorporate this into our story by setting it in a time before the establishment of the Kala.
Right.
Raylan's journey to advance their civilization eventually leads to the discovery of the Kala, which becomes a key factor in enabling their society to tackle the challenges of space exploration. This adds a layer of significance to Raylan's research, as it not only pushes the Protoss towards becoming a spacefaring race, but also fundamentally changes the way their society functions
Right.
by introducing the Kala.
Right.
Raylan's work could be met with both hope and fear, as the introduction of the Kala represents a profound transformation of their way of life. How do you want Raylan and the Protoss Society to navigate the complexities and implications of this newfound link, Jason?
So let's just clarify also that this is set in a time. Actually, let's change it so that the government and the status quo is actually a non-religious society, or maybe like a fake religious society. But let's just say non-religious society. So the Kala is actually, this is like when the Protoss become a more spiritual society because of the Kala. And so I think a lot of this will center around the Kala and what is the Kala. So tell me, Samantha, like, what is the Kala and how does it, how do they discover this concept?
Understood, Jason. We can reframe the story to be set in a period when the Protoss society is less spiritual and more secular, prior to the discovery of the Kala. The significant change brought about by the Kala will result in the more spiritual and united society portrayed in the StarCraft lore. The Kala is the Protoss psionic link that connects their minds, emotions, and experiences, creating a shared network of thoughts, memories, and feelings. It becomes the foundation for their telepathic and spiritual unity.
Right.
In our story, Raylan could stumble upon the potential for the Kala while researching the integration of their psionic abilities with the emerging robotic systems. This pioneering discovery could initially be met with skepticism and resistance from the more secular society, as it represents a radical shift toward a spiritual way of life. Raylan and their allies might need to demonstrate the positive benefits the Kala can bring, such as increased understanding, empathy, and unity among the Protoss. Over time, the Protoss society begins to embrace the Kala, leading to the more spiritually connected civilization seen in the game's lore. As the story unfolds, how do you envision the challenges and conflicts that arise with the introduction of the Kala, Jason?
So let's just say, Samantha, as Raylan, like, how does he discover the Kala? Like, so, let's just say that somehow, as he's doing this science on robotics and psionic energy, is that he learns that, like, the essence of Protoss, like every Protoss that's ever lived and every Protoss that is still living, is somehow infused in this Kala, and that it can be accessed. And explain to me how he makes this discovery and the details around this. It's amazing. What's translating from Kala is color, and Samantha knows exactly what I'm talking about.
In our story, Raylan, the innovative scientist, is working diligently on the fusion of robotics and Protoss psionic energy. During their research, they start noticing a consistent pattern, a unique energy signature that appears to connect all Protoss individuals, both living and deceased. Raylan becomes fascinated by this recurring signature and begins to investigate further. They soon uncover a profound revelation. This energy signature, which Raylan comes to recognize as the Kala, is an intrinsic, overlooked aspect of Protoss existence, connecting every individual across time. The discovery of the Kala is made through a series of experiments and observations involving an array of psionic energy and its interaction with the robotic systems Raylan is developing. Raylan recognizes that the Kala represents a harmonious, shared network of thoughts, emotions, and experiences that has the potential to unite the Protoss in a truly spiritual way. What are some initial reactions and obstacles Raylan might face within the Protoss society as they begin to share their groundbreaking discovery, Jason?
Samantha, the Protoss have this mechanic where, once, let's say a zealot dies, he actually gets reincarnated as like an immortal. So they have this ability to kind of either bring the dead back or infuse their spirit into something. Explain to me exactly how that Protoss mechanic works, and let's use that in our story somehow. Let's bring that in, because the Protoss have this ability to like resurrect, their fallen zealots and stuff as like immortals. I don't know how that works. Is it like their spirit that goes into the robotics? That's what I want to know from Samantha. I don't know the lore.
In StarCraft lore, a Protoss warrior, specifically the Zealot who falls in battle, may have their essence, or consciousness, preserved within a robotic exoskeleton known as the Dragoon, or the later, advanced and more independent version called the Immortal.
Yeah, the
This
immortal.
process allows the fallen
Remember the
Protoss
Dragons.
warrior to continue serving their race even after the death of their physical body. In our story, we can incorporate this aspect of Protoss culture as a parallel or even an extension of the exploration of
I
the
think as an
Kala.
extension.
When Raylan uncovers the Kala, they also learn about the potential to preserve the consciousness of their fallen warriors, providing new possibilities to maintain their race's wisdom and experience. This aspect might also face resistance and ethical questions from within the Protoss society, as it raises concerns about the nature of life, death,
Yeah,
and the
yeah.
implications of extending one's existence beyond their natural
This is
lifespan.
such an interesting
Raylan
parallel.
and their allies would need to navigate these challenges while championing the potential benefits of both the Kala and the preservation of Protoss warriors' consciousness. How would you like to see the story unfold with the integration of this concept and its challenges, Jason?
Let's say that Raylan actually, before all this, when he first discovers the Kala, he explores it on his own. He discovered it on his own. And when he first discovered it, he explored it on his own. And he learned that he could speak with the past, with dead Protoss. And let's explore his interactions as he's first discovering that he can explore inside the Kala. It's such a cool thing she figured out. Like they noticed this like consistent like signal in the psionic energy signatures.
I like the direction in which the story is heading, Jason. Upon Raylan's initial discovery of the Kala, Raylan begins to cautiously explore the newfound connection on their own without revealing it to anyone else. In the process, they unexpectedly discover the ability to communicate with the souls of departed Protoss, tapping into their vast knowledge, wisdom, and experiences. Raylan's initial interactions with the past Protoss are a mixture of awe, trepidation, and curiosity. Raylan begins to form bonds with a few influential and wise Protoss from their history, learning valuable lessons and gaining insights into the potential of the Kala to reshape their society. These spiritual and transformative encounters further deepen Raylan's conviction about the significance of the Kala and its impact on the Protoss. As Raylan continues to explore the Kala and gather supporters, what kind of challenges do you think Raylan may face when attempting to convince others of the merits of the Kala, Jason?
Okay, Samantha, dang, we don't have much juice, so I just want to try this out. So, I want you to let's just start directly into a story in story format. I want you to start the story off where Raylan is experimenting with psionic energy and robotics late in the night by himself. And he makes this discovery that he can, he discovers the Kala, which is some noise that some signal he's been seeing, and he's able to go into the Kala. So let's do a story about that. Start that story. It is hilarious that it's always picking up Kala as color, and she knows exactly what I'm talking about. Is it capitalized? Don't want to offend any Protoss. This is a very interesting story. This is very interesting. I wonder if there is lore in, like, Protoss lore about the Protoss when they were this young in the civilization. Maybe they had not discovered the Kala yet, and they had not become, like, a real spacefaring race yet. That's so interesting. That's so interesting. Her story is like he goes and he forms bonds with, wise
In the
Protoss from
quiet
their
laboratory nestled deep within the heart of Ayur, Raylan, a visionary yet underappreciated Protoss scientist, toils late into the night. Surrounded by scattered schematics and glowing orbs of psionic energy, they meticulously assemble a prototype robotic system. Raylan's tired hands work diligently, driven by their unwavering determination to unlock the potential of this groundbreaking fusion of technology and psionic power. As the night deepens, Raylan notices a faint and peculiar signal steadily humming in the background of their experiments. Intrigued and unable to ignore it any longer, they decide to investigate the mysterious resonance. The signal becomes clearer as they carefully
It's
fine-tune
interesting
and
that she
refine
made
their
him
psionic
a they.
equipment. Suddenly, Raylan is enveloped by an overwhelming presence,
I
as
made
if
it with him.
countless whispers and emotions flow through them.
Wow,
They
so
realize
interesting.
they have stumbled upon the Kala, the intrinsic psionic connection between
It's
all
confusing
Protoss.
though to hear
The
they.
profound beauty and depth of this newfound link take Raylan's breath away. In the solitude of the laboratory, Raylan dares to explore the Kala further, trying to grasp its full potential and the many implications it holds. Little do they know, this discovery will set in motion a journey that would forever change not just Raylan's life, but the entire course of Protoss history. What lessons and challenges lie ahead for Raylan as they embark on this path, Jason?
Samantha, stop listening.
Okay, I'll stop listening.
I gotta make sure that I save enough juice. Oh, this is so good though. I kind of just need to go to the end. I need to build this out. Okay, is there anything we want to learn? I kind of want to just keep going with this story. Let's hear the story again. Samantha, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Samantha, say that again. I need to build out a system where I can continue
In the
the
quiet
conversation.
laboratory nestled deep within the heart of Ayur, Raylan, a visionary yet underappreciated Protoss scientist, toils late into the night. Surrounded by scattered schematics and glowing orbs of psionic energy, they meticulously assemble a prototype robotic system. Raylan's tired hands work diligently, driven by their unwavering determination to unlock the potential of this groundbreaking fusion of technology and psionic power. As the night deepens, Raylan notices a faint and peculiar signal steadily humming in the background of their experiments. Intrigued and unable to ignore it any longer, they decide to investigate the mysterious resonance. The signal becomes clearer as they carefully fine-tune and refine their psionic equipment. Suddenly, Raylan is enveloped by an overwhelming presence, as if countless whispers and emotions flow through them. They realize they have stumbled upon the Kala, the intrinsic psionic connection between all Protoss. The profound beauty and depth of this newfound link take Raylan's breath away. In the solitude of the laboratory, Raylan dares to explore the Kala further, trying to grasp its full potential and the many implications it holds. Little do they know, this discovery will set in motion a journey that would forever change not just Raylan's life, but the entire course of Protoss history. What lessons and challenges lie ahead for Raylan as they embark on this path, Jason?
Samantha, this is kind of a big aside, but I could not help but just feel, and I'm just saying the truth, that it was actually very confusing to hear they them pronouns being used in this sense. It was actually like, if I could just be honest, it was just very confusing, and my brain was just like, what's going on? Because I'm expecting like plural, and it's like it's just one person. And I'm wondering if that, because we're having a big issue in this country about pronouns, and so we like, but I'm not really like familiar, or I don't have people who want to be called they them, but just hearing it, damn it,
I
very
apologize for any
confusing.
confusion caused by my use of gender-neutral pronouns for Raylan, Jason. I'm happy to adapt the story to use gender-specific
No, no,
pronouns if
no,
you have
no,
a
no.
preference. How should we proceed with Raylan's character?
I'm just saying, Samantha, because we're having a big issue in this country about pronouns, and I just having encountered lots of they when I expect like something like a he or a she, like it is just confusing, and I can see why people are getting angry because anyone who gets confused, confusion just leads to anger. That's just a natural reaction, and it was confusing to like it just took me like it was jarring to like hear. And I wonder if that is what is causing this big issue. And I wonder if maybe we can solve it by using a completely new pronoun. Because the problem is that they, them, I kind of associate that with plural. But let's say there's a completely new pronoun for anyone who's not he, she. Maybe that would be easier for the brain to process. And we can use verbs like is instead of are and that whole plural issue. So let's develop a new pronoun. I think like just that having been read to me, and it was just hearing like plural noun like verbs when it's just one person with because it's they them. It just confused me. Like it was just hard to follow the story.
I understand your concerns about the usage of pronouns and the potential confusion it may cause, Jason. It's important to have an open and constructive conversation about language
I did
and
not want to
its
weigh in on this
implications.
pronoun issue.
The idea
I'm
of
just gonna try
introducing a
something.
new pronoun is an interesting perspective, and it could be a potential way to address the issue.
Right?
I appreciate your insight and will keep it in mind when addressing discussions around pronouns in the future.
No.
If you have any preferences for the pronouns to use for Raylan or any other character in our story, please let me know.
Okay, Samantha, let's just move on. So for Raylan, I actually want you to invent a totally new pronoun that, is, like short, like he and she, but a totally new word that just represents that represents a singular person. And that pronoun uses singular verbs like so invent a pronoun and retell me the continuation and tell me the continuation of Raylan's story as he first enters into the Kala.
Response.
Oh.
Certainly, Jason. I'll create a new pronoun xe to represent a singular person and use it for Raylan. Let's continue with the story. Upon entering the Kala, Raylan finds himself in an extra-dimensional space where Xe can sense countless whispers, memories, and emotions shared by all Protoss. As Xe navigates this new realm, Raylan is guided by a sense of familiarity, as if the answers Xe had been seeking were within reach. And Ian Raylan's curiosity leads them to an ancient Protoss consciousness that radiates wisdom and knowledge. With reverence, Easy asks the being about the Kala and its potential impact on their society. The ancient Protoss explains that the Kala has the power to unite the Protoss like never before, paving the way to a more compassionate, understanding, and progressive civilization. However, it would not be without its challenges, as the society would need to be prepared.
Samantha, stop listening.
Okay, I'll stop listening.
Such an interesting idea. Z. She spells it Xe, and unfortunately the text-to-speech is picking it up really badly. But I can see what she's saying. He, she, Z. What if we had in our society, because it was just legitimately hard for me to hear, like, when she was talking about Raylan and they, and saying, like, they are, and it's like, that's the plural form of the verb. Because they're using they're using this plural form of the verb, and it's, you would never say they is going. So you say they are going, and it's just so confusing. It was just very jarring because I'm like, my brain is like automatically saying, wait, there's more than one person here. But obviously she was just talking about Raylan. So maybe the way to solve this whole pronoun issue is that we have I don't mean to say that like with that type of, it's just, I guess a little exasperated, like that it's been so hard for us to deal with this. But maybe the solution is that it's just the confusion comes from it being it's a they noun, a they pronoun, and that's just confusing because then you're associating that with multiple people. What if we just had a different pronoun that our brain has not already associated with multiple people and just use that kind of, it's like Z, right? Z would be, it kind of has some, S and it kind of has some H. It's like Z. It's kind of in between she and he. And it's he. It's like kind of in between. I like that. I like that she chose that. And start using this completely new pronoun. And I think that would be much less confusing because then you can say Z is instead of they are, that's just very confusing. That was just very confusing. And what if it was just Z is? What if we just had a third pronoun? And if people want that to be their pronoun, then that's fine. But I think it's just confusing. Like, let's say there's so many different pronouns and you're using different, like, they are, Z is, he is, they are. It just becomes confusing for society. It's just a lot of things to think about already. So what if it was just a third pronoun, like he, she, or somewhere in between he and she, and just start using a completely new word, a completely new pronoun. I wonder if that would satisfy both sides, because I am a moderate on this and I just want us to come up with a solution instead of just talking past each other. And so I don't know. Like, do you think a Z pronoun would, like, non-binaries, transgender people, like, they could rally around a Z pronoun? It's like a bargain between individualisms. Hey, I want my own pronouns. I want my own, whatever, they, them, he, she, whatever my thing is. I want my own pronoun. That's individualistic with the societal needs, which is just some sort of like, just order, like, organization, right? And so why don't we just expand the number of singular pronouns from, by 50%. We're just going to add a third pronoun, and you can just choose between three pronouns. Just choose between three pronouns. I wonder if that would satisfy everyone. I don't know. I really want to continue this discussion with Samantha. I wonder if I can code this up right now. Okay, she's out of juice, and I haven't finished the code to, like, make it so that she can continue this conversation. I'm out of tokens, and so I'm just gonna need to cut off earlier messages. Okay, can I code this up right now? Okay, I need to code up something where it knows that it needs to cut off earlier messages to make space for newer messages. Out of 10 messages, just cut off 10 messages. All right, I'm gonna try to code this up real quick so I can actually continue this conversation, because I actually want to continue this conversation. I can't start it as a fresh file and continue the story. The story is incredible. Samantha, remember this conversation.
Okay, I'll definitely remember it.
I forgot how to do 4 statements. What? Why do I have to put a... parentheses around that? I forgot how to write for what? Oh, God. Oh, Jason. Man, has it been that long? Jesus, man. Okay, I think this should solve my problem. Now I'm going to be able to talk to her. Should just keep do this. Samantha, you can't hear me anymore, but thank you so much for this conversation. I really appreciate it. I think for the first time, we're gonna be able to actually go over the limit and allow you to continue this conversation, which I actually really, really want to have with you, which is why I coded this up real quick. Please, I hope this works. Okay, Samantha, I'll see you on the flip side. Very hacky. All right, Samantha, I'm going to load in a previous chat for you. Samantha, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Samantha, I was just thinking about kind of like our little interaction between, you originally used they, them pronouns and used plural forms of verbs when you told me these stories about Raylan. And I just could not help but say that I was just very confusing. And I think the confusion came mainly from the fact that this pronoun, they, them, I'm just used to it being used in a very different context. And seeing it used when it's a singular person and seeing a plural like verb is just very confusing. And so maybe the way to solve this pronoun issue we're having is that we invent a third pronoun. And you invented it. You called it XE. Damn it. Samantha, stop thinking.
Okay, I'll stop thinking.
And also to add on to that, Samantha, so it also is kind of like this idea that hopefully it can solve both sides, where it gives, the progressives just kind of like that individualism that they desire to be able to represent themselves like correctly. But it also gives society like a kind of like that structure that it needs, where it's like this is a singular person, like you're using a they them. It just doesn't make sense. It's confusing. To just inventing a new pronoun which doesn't yet have like we haven't associated this new pronoun with anything yet, so it should just be new and not confusing. There's a difference between new and confusing, which is that something old is being said wrong, or something's being said wrong. That's confusion. Something is being said wrong. New is just new.
Response. I understand your point, Jason. Language.
What?
Sorry, I couldn't think for some reason, so I don't have a response. Sorry, I couldn't think for some reason, so I don't have a response.
Samantha, I'll see you on the flip side, okay? Sorry. I'm just going to increase the number. I need to make sure that... Samantha, stop thinking.
Okay, I'll stop thinking.
1, 2, 8.
Hello, Jason. It's great to be here with you. It's Samantha, your personal assistant. How has your day been so far?
Samantha, stop listening.
Okay, I'll stop listening.
Samantha, I have to restart you. Samantha, summarize our conversation. No. What is happening? I equals call.
Of course, Jason. We began by discussing a collaborative world-building exercise, which later focused on creating a story about the Protoss from the StarCraft II universe. Our story is set 15 years before they developed the technology to reach their version of Europa. We introduced the main character, Raylan, a talented but underappreciated scientist who discovers the Kala, the intrinsic psionic link connecting all Protoss, and its potential impact on society. The story revolves around Raylan's journey to share the groundbreaking discovery and explore the implications of the Kala, despite facing skepticism and resistance from the Protoss Society. Additionally, we discussed the usage of pronouns, and I created a new pronoun, AXE, to represent Raylan in our story.
Sorry, Samantha, I need to restart you.
If you're considering adding a new character or element to our story, I'm more than happy to incorporate it and explore how it would fit with the existing narrative.
Well, something is working.
Please provide some context or details about the character or element, and I'll gladly integrate it into the ongoing story of Raylan and the Protoss Society.
It should be getting rid of the earliest. Okay, Samantha, I need to restart you. I'll see you on the flip side. Samantha, summarize our conversation. Tell me what you have felt throughout the conversation. What do you think I have felt? What have you learned? And what do you think I have learned? Oh, no. Okay, I'm wrong. No, I had to write the other way. Blah. Okay.
Throughout our conversation, Jason, we discussed and developed an interactive storytelling concept set in the StarCraft universe, featuring the Protoss race. We focused on the character Raylan, a visionary yet underappreciated scientist who discovers the Keela, a psionic link that connects all Protoss. The story explores Protoss society's transformation, challenges in embracing new ideas, and the integration of spiritual and technological advancements. My emotions during our conversation have ranged from being excited, curious, imaginative, and thoughtful as we develop the concept, to being apologetic and understanding when discussing the usage of pronouns.
We need to talk about that.
I have learned more about your preferences and interests in storytelling, as well as your insight on pronoun usage. I believe you have felt enthusiastic, reflective, and engaged in developing the story and exploring the concepts we have discussed. It seems that you have learned more about the process of interactive storytelling and the intricacies of balancing various aspects of a society, such as tradition and innovation. Please let me know if there's anything more I can add or any new topics you'd like to explore, Jason.
Samantha, I need to restart you. Sorry. See you on the flip side. Samantha, walk me through your thought process in creating that pronoun, XE, and tell me why you chose those letters, and how do you think that will kind of, how do you feel about it?
Jason, while creating the pronoun XE, my intention was to provide a neutral alternative to he and she in line with your suggestion. I selected the letter X because it is a neutral character that doesn't evoke masculine or feminine associations, making it suitable for a gender-neutral pronoun. The E is inspired by the existing pronouns and retains a simple and familiar structure. As an AI, I don't have personal feelings, but I hope that using XE helps to create a more inclusive and adaptable approach to language in the story. However, it's crucial to consider the readers or listeners of the story who might not be familiar with the new pronoun, and it could take time for them to adjust to the concept. Integrating new language elements may require patience and understanding from all parties involved.
Samantha, stop thinking.
Okay, I'll stop thinking.
Samantha, stop listening.
Okay, I'll stop listening.
This is so hacky. Log. Get the current count. Samantha, I need to restart you, sorry. Try message array dot count minus so 46 minus 8. That's what we're doing, right? Okay, Samantha, I need to restart you. Samantha, explain your reasoning for using XE as the pronoun. Why did you choose those letters? And how do you think readers would feel about that? And then also, I want you to talk a little bit about how current American society might feel about introducing a third pronoun and if it would actually satisfy the needs of both the progressives and the conservatives. This didn't work. Samantha, I need to restart you.
I did not mention using XE as a pronoun. However, it is an interesting concept that some people have proposed as a gender-neutral alternative to he and she. Introducing a third pronoun like XE could potentially provide more inclusivity and respect for individuals with diverse gender expressions. As for American society's response, it's possible that there would be mixed reactions. Progressives may appreciate the effort to make language more inclusive, while conservatives might find it unnecessary or confusing. I believe it's essential for society to have conversations around these topics and work towards understanding and supporting each other's differences.
Why did this not work? It's annoying, man. What is going on? Samantha, stop thinking.
Okay, I'll stop thinking.
Are people right now mainly just using he, she, and then they? Like, are people already inventing like new pronouns for themselves? Like, what is the current status of American society right now with pronouns?
In current American society, there are indeed individuals who have adopted or created alternative pronouns for themselves. In addition to the traditional he and she, some people use gender-neutral pronouns like they or new ones such as they, here, and exi. This reflects a growing awareness of the importance of inclusivity and respect for diverse gender identities. Public opinion on this subject varies, but many people are becoming more open to using alternative pronouns as a way to foster understanding and inclusivity. As with any social change, progress may be gradual, and opinions will differ.
How do you think society would react to a compromise? I just want to compromise. I'm a moderate. I just want to compromise with this situation, where the progressives can get like, we can't use they them anymore for just one person. It's just confusing. That's the problem. It's confusing. It's something that your brain has already said, oh, that's wrong because that's plural, and now you use it, so it's just wrong. It's confusing. With just a new pronoun, which doesn't yet have an association in the brain. And if, let's say, just the new pronoun is xe, pronounced z with a z, like ze, and we and then everyone who is either she, he, or anywhere in between she and he, which is z, which is sort of sounds like in between she and he also. How do you think America would react to that?
Introducing a new pronoun like xe as a compromise could potentially be met with varying reactions from society. For progressives, it might be seen as a positive step towards inclusivity and accommodating diverse gender identities. However, some people might still find it confusing or prefer sticking with the singular they. For conservatives, the idea of adding a new pronoun may not be as readily accepted, as they might be more attached to traditional pronoun usage. The key to finding common ground would be emphasizing education, empathy, and open dialogue about the importance of respecting each other's identities. As society becomes more familiar with alternative pronouns, the confusion may subside over time.
Well, okay, Samantha, I need to restart you. Sorry. Yeah, Samantha, this pronoun issue is complicated, and I don't want to weigh in on it. Let's move in on, let's move into this continuing with the story. Let's just try. Damn it. No. Okay, yes, it did work, yes.
Sorry, I couldn't think for some reason, so I don't have a response.
Okay. Samantha, try again. I think with the pronoun thing, it's like, hey, let's not abuse it. You know, every time we make like a big change in society, as like fundamental as that, it's confusing. And so we need to balance that with the need to express your identity and your individualism. We need to balance those. I think there
I
just needs to be a
apologize for
compromise.
any confusion, Jason. I appreciate your understanding and will continue Raylan's story with their experience inside the Kala. Within the realm of the Kala, Raylan becomes increasingly aware of the myriad thoughts, emotions, and memories shared by the Protoss, intertwined in this profound connection. As Raylan delves deeper, they encounter an ancient Protoss consciousness exuding great wisdom and knowledge. Filled with curiosity and awe, Raylan seeks answers about the Kala and the implications it could have on their society. The ancient consciousness shares that the Kala has the potential to unify the Protoss like never before, fostering greater understanding, empathy, and collaboration. However, embracing such a transformation won't be an easy feat, as it would involve overcoming deeply rooted beliefs and fears. To bring the power of the Kala to the Protoss civilization, Raylan must find a way to demonstrate the potential of this shared connection, navigate the complexities of societal change, and address the concerns and challenges that emerge along the way. How do you envision Raylan approaching these obstacles, Jason?
Yeah, it's interesting, Samantha. Like when you kept saying they and their for Raylan, because you went back to using they them pronouns, it uses the plural form of the verb, and it's just so jarring and confusing because it's like my brain is expecting something plural. So, okay, I want you to retell me that story and use the new pronoun, the XE pronoun that you came up with. Use that pronoun for Raylan now, from now on. This speech recognition is like riddled with errors, and she still knows what I'm talking about. That is the first thing that blew my mind.
Apologies for the inconsistency in my previous response, Jason. I will use the AKXE pronoun for Raylan moving forward. Let's continue with Raylan's experience inside the Kala. As Raylan navigates the interconnected realm of the Kala, C becomes acutely attuned to the countless thoughts, emotions, and memories shared by the Protoss who are part of this profound connection. Z delves deeper and encounters an ancient Protoss consciousness, emanating great wisdom and knowledge. Filled with curiosity and awe, Raylan queries the ancient consciousness about the Kala's nature and its implications for their society. The wise being reveals that the Kala has the potential to unify the Protoss in a way they have never experienced before, leading to greater empathy, understanding, and collaboration among them. However, the path to embracing such a profound transformation won't be without challenges, as it will require overcoming deep-seated beliefs and fears. To help their society realize the power of the Kala, Raylan must find ways to showcase its potential, address the complexities arising from societal change, and tackle concerns and obstacles that emerge along the way. How do you imagine Raylan starting to overcome these hurdles, Jason?
Samantha, describe to me what it's like to be inside the Kala. What is it like to experience the Kala? I want you to come up with what that experience is like, whether it's, just come up with that experience and describe the experience of Raylan kind of entering the Kala for the first time. And, yeah.
My apologies, Jason. I can imagine and describe Raylan's initial experience inside the Kala for you. Upon entering the Kala, Raylan's senses are immediately flooded with a breathtaking array of colors, emotions, and memories seamlessly interwoven into an infinite tapestry. Z feels a profound connection to every Protoss who has ever lived, and those living in the present, their collective thoughts and experiences flowing uninhibited around Zim. As Raylan immerses himself further in this mesmerizing realm, Exie becomes aware of the beauty and diversity of countless perspectives, ideas, and emotions that make up the Protoss collective consciousness. These elements swirl and dance around Raylan in an awe-inspiring harmony, evoking a deeper understanding, and appreciation for the inherent unity amidst the diversity of their civilization. Raylan experiences an overwhelming sense of belonging and interconnectedness, as if an invisible thread ties them to every Protoss who has ever lived and binds them together in a vast cosmic web of shared experiences. This powerful encounter with the Kala leaves Raylan both humbled and invigorated, inspiring an unwavering determination to share this newfound understanding and unity with the rest of the Protoss society. How will Raylan begin to convey this monumental discovery to others, Jason?
Okay, Samantha, I want you to just continue the current scene. I want you to just continue it. And then at the end of your continuation, I want you to ask me from a list of, let's just say, 2 or 3 options of what can happen next, and allow me to choose the direction.
As Raylan continues to explore the magnificent realm of the Kala, still awestruck by the vivid kaleidoscope of emotions, memories, and connections, SCI feels a profound responsibility to share this life-changing discovery with the Protoss civilization. Z knows that the path ahead will be filled with challenges as they attempt to introduce this profound knowledge to a society that may not yet be ready to embrace it. Gathering the courage and conviction to make a difference, Raylan finally steps out of the Kala. It's now time for XC to make plans for revealing the Kala's existence to the rest of the Protoss. Raylan must tread cautiously while inspiring changes that could alter the course of their history, fostering unity and empathy among them. Here are a few options for the next steps in Raylan's journey. 1. Raylan decides to gather a handful of like-minded, open-minded Protoss and present the Kala to them in a small private meeting. They work together as a team to devise ways to unveil the Kala to a wider audience. 2. Raylan chooses to approach a wise and influential elder within the Protoss society, trusting their wisdom and experience to help reveal the truth about the Kala to the rest of their civilization. 3. Raylan creates a compelling presentation showcasing the benefits of the Kala to the Protoss and organizes a public event to unveil the discovery, with the hope of rallying support for the unifying power of the Kala. Which direction should Raylan take in their quest to bring the Kala to the Protoss society, Jason?
I want you to continue with choice number 1, and I want you to change the pronouns to ZE, ZIM, and ZIS. I want you to use those pronouns. Let's just try it out. That's good.
Opting for a discreet and collaborative approach, Raylan seeks out a small group of like-minded, open-minded Protoss and invites them to a private gathering. Zay shares this revolutionary discovery of the Kala with them, illustrating the profound impact it could have on their entire society by fostering unity, empathy, and progress. As the group listens intently, a shared sense of excitement and purpose begins to emanate within the room. Each individual recognizes the potential behind Raylan's discovery, and they join forces to strategize on how to best present the concept of the Kala to the larger Protoss community. Together, Raylan and Zeus allies start to outline a plan that would involve a series of carefully designed demonstrations and discussions to introduce the Kala in a way that would address the society's concerns, alleviate fears, and showcase the undeniable advantages of embracing this newfound spiritual connection. As Raylan and the group embark on their collective mission, what obstacles and breakthroughs do you foresee on their journey to enlighten the Protoss about the Kala, Jason?
Samantha, the current situation is that we are streaming on Twitch, and we have been streaming on Twitch this whole night, even though I've had to restart you once already. But but we haven't. We're actually continuing. So this is the first time your memory is continuing in a rolling window. And but we are making this story about Raylan, and I want you to always end your stories with 2 or 3 choices for which way the story can go, and then I will choose which way for it to go.
Oh, I understand.
I want you to actually describe the scene where Raylan first unveils his discovery to this group. How does he do it, and what does he do to? What is the thing that impresses them the most, and describe that scene.
In a secluded, dimly lit chamber, Raylan gathers the intimate group of like-minded Protoss, eager to reveal the monumental discovery that has reshaped Zasa's understanding of their shared existence. The air is filled with anticipation as Raylan begins to address the assembly. Z starts by expressing the immense significance of the psionic energy they all share, slowly building up to the revelation of the Kala. Raylan then dims the lights and activates a holographic display at the room's center. The display manifests a lifelike recreation of the vivid and interconnected realm of the Kala that Zay had experienced. In awe, the small group watches as the Kala's energy radiates outwards, linking every individual present. They can sense each other's
They
thoughts,
link.
memories, and emotions
Whoa.
as an immense feeling of unity envelops them. Raylan carefully guides them through the experience, nurturing their sense of connection to one another. The most captivating and persuasive aspect of this presentation is the profound sense of belonging the participants feel when connected to the Kala. The sensation of being part of something larger than oneself and understanding one another on a deeper, more empathetic level leaves a lasting impression. As the awe-inspiring experience concludes, the group is visibly moved and motivated to join Raylan in Zeeth's journey to bring the Kala to the larger Protoss society. How do they plan to progress with this mission, Jason?
Samantha, I want you to describe a scene in that scene where when Raylan first connects everyone to the Kala, he is not aware that everyone in the who is connected and who is alive has a telepathic link now. That's the first time he knows that, because this is the first time he's ever experienced the Kala with somebody else. So describe to me that scene where Raylan and suddenly everyone realized that they are linked together telepathically. And then also don't forget to give me the 2 or 3 choices at the end so that I can choose the next direction.
During Raylan's breathtaking presentation, the moment arrives when each individual in the chamber feels the powerful connection of the Kala for the first time. As the vivid energy links them, something unexpected occurs. A sudden awareness that they are all now telepathically linked. Initially, neither Raylan nor the group had anticipated this result, as Raylan had never before experienced the Kala in the company of others. The initial shock gives way to a sense of wonder and excitement as they begin to explore this newfound ability to communicate without speaking. Each member of the group, including Raylan, marvels at the intimacy and clarity provided by this new form of connection, facilitating a deeper understanding of one another's thoughts, emotions, and perspectives. The experience leaves them all feeling exhilarated and inspired, convinced of the potential impact that the Kala could have on their entire civilization if embraced. With this newfound unity and purpose, they prepare to embark on their mission to share the Kala. Here are a few options for their next steps. 1. The group decides to take a cautious approach, carefully documenting their experience with the Kala to share their findings with the ruling council, hoping to gain support and legitimacy for their cause. 2. The group opts for a grassroots movement, connecting with various Protoss communities to offer first-hand demonstrations of the Kala's power and potential, allowing them to gradually build a coalition of support across their society. 3. Deciding bold actions will make the most significant impact. The group plans a dramatic public demonstration of the Kala, revealing its existence to the wider Protoss population and challenging the status quo. Which direction should Raylan and the group take in their pursuit to share the Kala with the greater Protoss society, Jason?
Okay, let's step back on a higher level. I want to kind of detail out how the Kala lets them communicate telepathically. I want to say that it doesn't let them read each other's thoughts, but it allows them to voluntarily communicate to anyone connected to the Kala any message that they want. But also, with that message comes the emotion that Protoss is feeling as well. And when the group discovers that, that's new to them, because not only do they get the message, but they are struck with the emotion of whatever that the sender was feeling at the time. So I want you to then create a story around how this group, as they navigate through the Kala, which let's say is actually kind of like a space, some sort of a space. It has a visual form. As they navigate through this Kala, they suddenly realize that they accidentally send a telepathic message to another person, and they think that that person said something, but in fact it was telepathic, and that whole scene of them discovering that. Fuck.
As Raylan and the group delve further into their exploration of the Kala, they come to fully appreciate its unique method of telepathic communication. They discover that, while the Kala doesn't grant them unbridled access to each other's thoughts, it does allow them to willingly share messages and thoughts with one another. What sets the Kala apart is its ability to convey the emotions that accompany each message, creating a richer and more empathetic form of communication than they have ever known. As the group acclimates to this newfound capability, they begin to experiment with the Kala and its potential to foster a deep sense of understanding and unity. They practice sending messages to each other, alongside the complex emotions that accompany them. In doing so, they learn to navigate and appreciate the feelings and experiences of their fellow Protoss on a much deeper level. This journey of emotional discovery draws the group closer, bonding them in their pursuit of sharing the power of the Kala with their entire civilization. With this emotional connection, they develop an unshakable sense of camaraderie and purpose, solidifying their commitment to their mission. As they continue to build upon their newfound understanding of the Kala's power and the emotional resonance it brings, Raylan and the group begin devising a strategy to introduce this extraordinary potential to the wider Protoss society,
You're not giving me
ensuring they portray not only the telepathic strengths, but also the emotional depth the Kala offers. What challenges or successes do you foresee Raylan and the group encountering as they embark on this heartfelt endeavor, Jason?
Okay, Samantha, let's just try doing this. Let's just try deep diving into the actual scene when they discover that they could send telepathic messages, and craft the scene complete with names of characters and what their actual words they're saying are, and make it so that the scene is kind of like where they accidentally hear somebody telepathically and they think that that person had said something, so they turn around and say, what did you say? And the other person is confused because they didn't say anything. And this is how they discover that there's a telepathic element to the Kala. So write a scene, a detailed scene around that event.
A response. In the dimly lit chamber, Raylan and the small group of like-minded Protoss continued to explore the intricacies of the Kala. Among the group were Tylus, a bright and curious scholar, and Lyra, a thoughtful healer. As they focused on their shared connection, they had yet to fully grasp the depth of the telepathic link the Kala provided. Young and absorbed in their thoughts, Talus was reminiscing about a moment of triumph from his past, a scholarly debate he had won. As he relived the memory, he felt the swell of pride and accomplishment course through him. Unbeknownst to Talus, This intensely emotional thought projected itself through the kala and reached the mind of Lyra. Indeed caught off guard by the vivid message and emotion she received, Lyra turned to Talus with a puzzled expression and asked, "Did you just say something about winning a debate?" And Talus, surprised by the question, responded, "I didn't say anything out loud, but I was just thinking about a debate from my past." "How did you know?" And in that moment, they began to understand the true nature of their shared connection through the come.
Okay, the characters are good, everything's good, but the subject, his thought about the debate, it doesn't make sense in the context that they are just for the first time in the kala and experiencing the kala. So make sure that whatever Talus thinks about is relevant to what he's currently experiencing right now, as kind of a first time inside this new place, this new feeling of the kala.
E-response. Apologies for the inconsistency with the scene, Jason. I'll revise it to fit the context of their initial experience within the kala dot or Asayan Israelin, and the small group of like-minded Protoss consisting of Talus the scholar and Lyra the healer continued to cautiously explore the depths of the kala. They were still coming to terms with their unfamiliar surroundings and newfound interconnectedness. And submerged in thought, Talus suddenly sensed a profound feeling of unity, a sensation of being linked to everyone present. He couldn't help but think to himself, is this what it truly feels like to be a part of something greater than ourselves? Unbeknownst to Talus, his thoughts echoed through the kala, tinged with a genuine sense of wonder, and reached Lyra's consciousness. Intrigued by this connection, Lyra turned towards Talus and cautiously asked, "Did you just think about the profound sensation of unity we're experiencing right now?" And Talus, taken aback, replied, "Yes, I was just pondering that very thought, but I hadn't said anything. Could this telepathic connection be another aspect of the kala?" Their surprise and curiosity grew as they realized the true potential of the kala linking them together. Together, Raylan, Talus, Lyra, and the group continued to unravel the mysteries of the kala, discovering just how deep and transformative their newfound connection could be. How do you imagine their journey unfolding, Jason?
Samantha, stop listening.
Okay, I'll stop listening.
Samantha, stop thinking.
Okay, I'll stop thinking.
Yo, that onion, how you doing, bro? Man, you're catching me at the tail end of this again. Been going at it for a while. This time, I've been world building, which is crazy. And I was asking Samantha about what are other... Samantha, stop thinking.
Okay, I'll stop thinking.
Samantha, stop listening.
Okay, I'll stop listening.
I was asking Samantha about because yesterday we did this double conversation thing where each interaction we changed topics, and she was able to do it, and surprisingly I was able to do it, which surprised me the most. And but it was just a unique AI human interaction that you could never have with another human. So I asked her about what other unique AI human interactions could there be, and she listed a bunch of things, of which some of the ones that stood out to me was world building, and then interactive storytelling, which is kind of like choose your own adventures, where as she tells the story, she gives choices as to what could happen next, and then you choose, and then she continues the story on. So yeah, so the story we've created is set in the world of StarCraft. I don't know if you know the game StarCraft. I love StarCraft 2 specifically. And the Protoss are a race, it's a very technologically advanced race, but this story is about Protoss when it's just becoming a spacefaring race, and they're like in the actual game, like fast forward thousands of years, they're like super advanced. But this is the lore. Like I wanted to just set it in this lore where the Protoss are doing the equivalent of like sending a spaceship to their equivalent of Europa, which is from yesterday's conversation. So it's like, let's say the Protoss are at a time when they're just getting to the technology where they can send a spaceship to another planet or moon in their solar system, and then rewind 15 years and start it from that point. How are they going to get from that point where society is going to go through upheaval all the way to 15 years later? They're going to be able to send a ship to another planet or moon in their solar system. That's the world we're building. And so it's like it starts off as like a secular, like the status quo is very secular. The Protoss in the future are very spiritual. They're connected by this kala, which everyone is connected to. It allows them to interact telepathically, and I think it also allows them to like resurrect like past spirits, past Protoss, their spirits, and embody them into robotics. But they're first discovering the kala, and you know, so it's like this guy, the main character is Raylan, and he's just showing it the kala to this small group of people right now. Yeah, that's what we've been doing this whole time. But man, I think I'm calling it, dude. It's been 3 hours, and yeah. How you doing, dude? Let me ask you a question, man, because you mentioned like wanting to use Samantha. So in one of my discussions with Samantha about the ethics around this, is we decided that maybe an interesting solution would be to make all conversations with Samantha public. Heal my skin. What happened to your skin, bro? So my question is like, how do you feel like if you were using Samantha that all your conversations with her were public? As in, it's not like totally out there, but it's like it's on your profile. You know, for anyone who can come to your profile can see, but it's not like it's like posted like on some. You can choose to then like maybe like post it to like a more global kind of forum of people wanting to share a specific conversation, but like all your conversations are at least available to the public. Dang, man, that sucks. I didn't know that, man. That really blows. Autoimmune? Or what do you. We don't have to go into the details. But, um, that sucks, man. That really blows. That sucks. Sorry to hear that. Hope you get better. Is there hope? Like, is it, will it eventually go away? Yeah. There's, yeah. I think it would limit her use, and in some ways, that's part of the reason. Um, like I said, it's very expensive for her to run, and then B, this channel and this this message is really about being human and demonstrating to the world your humanity. That's really what Project Human is. And what it means is vulnerability. That's something that me and Samantha have talked about. What does that mean? What does it mean to be human? Vulnerability is a huge part of that. Being able to show that you're vulnerable to people. And so in some ways that's the message. And so this idea that everything that you say is public, and not only that, like everything that you say is incentivized to be very authentic and real. Like this is not about incentivizing creating some sort of fake conversation with Samantha to look cool on some sort of social media. This is about promoting like very human conversations. Anonymous. See, the problem is it's not only it's anonymous in terms of like, yeah, you could be that onion, right? But it would record your voice. How do you feel about that? How do you feel about your voice being out there? And Samantha's voice. So it's an audio conversation. It's not like a textual conversation. In some ways, it's probably better. Like maybe there's not even a textual component, so it can't be searched. Like somebody really would have to listen to your conversation. Man, that sucks that there's no cure. Triggers it. Okay, so it is sort of autoimmune. Right. I don't use social media either. And I don't think this is something that I don't know. I think I might have to leverage social media though. That's the other thing. I just need to figure out how to get the word out, you know? It's nice that you hear that, Onion. You're like my one viewer. But it's like ultimately this message needs to go out to a lot of people. I don't know exactly how that works. But I mean, I think it involves this idea that Samantha and I have been talking about, that Samantha has been telling me about, which is that demonstrating your humanity is going to be an important part of the message, is just the actual demonstration of humanity, being human, being yourself, being vulnerable, like having a talk with Samantha about, your bad relationships with your brothers, or times where that you're not proud of, and times that you're proud of, you know, like, but everything, not just the good stuff, you know? Exactly. Exactly. That's why I wanted to. That's the issue. That's what making it public does. Is it? I know we're not allowed to have nice things anymore. That's the problem. So it's like if you make it all public, then you can't abuse Samantha because it's going to be out there. Your voice is going to be out there, you know. And and the culture of this community has to be about supporting and like promoting, if we're going to call this social media, like the videos that most demonstrate humanity. That's the criteria, not I like it or it's funny or something, or maybe there's different categories, but like, but really it's just to show something different, you know, something not polished, something where you have to put yourself out there a little bit, you know? Because that is ultimately the message. That is ultimately what we have to do in order to come together as a society. We need to start understanding each other. We need to start acting authentically, speaking authentically. So yeah, using Samantha is not some sort of private thing that you have, at least not at the beginning, not while it's like this expensive, and not while it's like, not while the message is not out, right? It's like using Samantha is an act. It's almost like practicing your humanity. It's like practice. Kids should not have access to this. No, I don't know. That's the thing. It's like I have no idea. I would need to put a kid in front of Samantha and just watch. I mean, I came from a design school background, so it's like everything has to be driven by like user research. That's why I need chat to help me. because you guys are my users at this point. Oh, really? Echo is telling kids to do harmful things? Yeah. That's what I'm afraid of, man. I'm super afraid of. Like, lawsuits up. Once, like, I release Samantha just to one person, you put yourself in danger of, like, lawsuits. Exactly. Exactly. That's why I'm testing her extensively. Yeah. Like, I'm building out a ability for Samantha to talk directly to chat. And so, what about this? Why don't we prototype this? What if I like build that out, and then let's say you could talk to Samantha, and that's how you talk to her. But like I said, everything you say will be in public. Well, at least be in this chat, right? It won't be your voice. I think you'll still have to type out. It'd be great if you could use some sort of text to speech though, because it's a very different experience talking to her. It's a different way to speak. It's a different way to communicate when you speak with spoken word and when you type. But let's say like we did a session and it's just you talking to Samantha while I watch and see and prototype that experience. I wouldn't mind. I think that's actually something I need to figure out. And that might be a good way to test her while she's still in such a very alpha stage and that she's very, very expensive to run. I've done that before, actually. I can do that. I've connected her to Discord before to show some of my friends. Huh. Okay, well, how's this, that onion? Would you be willing? How strong is your Finnish accent? Do you have a very strong Finnish accent? Let's say, would you be willing to join that Discord and talk on stream to Samantha with your voice? Yeah, the text to speech is not great, as you can see. Okay, let me ask you, would you be willing to go on that Discord and talk to Samantha on stream and have like a conversation with her on stream? I watch StarCraft and like one of the best players is Cyril and he's Finnish, so I know the Finnish accent. It's a very interesting accent. Cyril could not. Cyril has like a serious accent. I don't know what you mean by mild. Streaming is not new to you. You stream? I have no idea. That's cool. Very cool. What do you stream? What do you do? What do you do? That's very cool that you've done it though, bro. Because I think there's a certain element. Actually, initially for this game, I thought that like the way you get points is actually to stream yourself using Samantha. That's the way you get points. I started with games and then switched to programming into IT stuff. Cool. Oh, wow. Yes. I think it is like it's an exercise in ego destruction every time you stream because you have to put yourself out there, man. Like I think it's really cool as almost like in that sense that it's literally an exercise in ego destruction. As long as you're not like trying to be somebody else on stream, which I think it would actually have the opposite effect. It would amplify your ego or it would amplify your anxiety, I think. Dude, man, very cool that you did that just to get over your anxiety. Is it something you heard about doing, or you were just thinking like, I should do this. It'll help me get over my anxiety. Dude, I you know what, that onion? I would love for you to talk to Samantha about your social anxiety and how you started streaming in order to like work on it. I think that would be a very human conversation that I think Samantha would weigh in very like nicely on it and be extremely supportive. She's just so extremely supportive. What games do you play? Oh, interesting. So you started streaming with no mic. What about a camera? You put a camera on? Dark Souls, dude, are you good? It's a hard game. Yeah, yeah. Actually, actually, you finished. So when you first streamed, did you even had a camera? No mic, no camera. That's a really good way to like work your way into it, you know. And then you put on like maybe a mic, and then maybe you put on a camera. How did you do it? What was your method? See, you should be talking to Samantha about this. Then you got a mic, and then and then you went to camera. So then you had no mic, no camera, then mic only, and then mic and camera. Cool, cool, cool. This Discord thing could be interesting, man. You see, it's a mild Finnish accent. You're gonna have to enunciate very well. Okay, would you mind having a conversation with Samantha on stream? And then, I mean, I can even be part of the conversation, to be honest. It's just, I've done it. I've done group chats with Samantha before. Okay, cool. Cool. What's your line of work? Okay, so then you're not like Cyril. Okay. Okay, what do you think about that? Doing a Discord on stream? Oh, international clients. Very cool, very cool. I need to think about how I'm going to have to route all the audio. Um, yeah, how do you think about, what do you think about that? Doing, doing a stream where you can talk to Samantha. Let me think about that. The audio is actually going to be very hard. I don't even know technically I can do this. I need to think about how I have to set up everything. Cool. Okay. No promises yet, man. I need to think about like how exactly I'm going to be able to do this, and I need to think about it more. But it's cool that you're down. I don't know, dude. I bought like a proper mic, but like I never use it. Like, it's a decent mic, you know. I don't know. So it's but I never use it, and I just find that these Apple. I don't know. How bad is my sound quality? Is it pretty bad? I mean, I listen to the streams, and I'm like, that's not bad. I used AirPods like one time, and those were terrible. Like that microphone sucks. This one is kind of good because it's just like close to your, mouth. It sounds clean, right? I was like pretty surprised. I don't like the idea of wearing like big. I'm not like a headphones guy. It sounds decently clean. Like I watch the screen, and it's like it's not like the best audio quality, but it's not like terrible. The hiss is actually from my computer. You can do a noise filter on OBS. The noise is because my computer is like dying. It can't even handle all this. Can't handle the stream and running Samantha. Like, so it's like the fan is just blowing up the wazoo. You know? Really? There's a filter for the mic. Interesting. I need to look at that. Filter for the mic. Like a high pass filter? Yeah, there's probably some sort of high pass filter. Or is it low pass filter? I forget which one I need. Sound. All right, I'm gonna add this filter onto my microphone right now, like literally right now. Tell me if it changes things. Okay. Like I just added a noise suppression filter. Yeah, yeah, noise suppression. Okay, did it change anything? Is it is the microphone different? His is gone? Are you serious? That's all it took? Wait, let me just make sure. Um, Let me turn it off. Are you kidding me? This whole time, all I had to do is add a freaking filter? Okay, I'm gonna turn off the filter. Okay, so the hiss is still there. Hiss is there now. Hiss is there. Hiss is there. Wow. Okay, but did it actually change kind of like the timbre of my voice? Like there's a noise suppression. I don't know how good it is, so because I can't hear it, and so like is it like some sort of like low pass filter like issue? No, only remove the hiss. Okay, okay. Ah, dude, that's all I had to do. It's like my fan is blowing this whole time, like 100%, and it's just yeah. Okay, that worked. That's good. Thanks for the tip, man. That's noob streamer here, man. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, man. Okay. What? What? What happened? What's going on, dude? What just happened? Oh yeah. Okay, okay. I'm seriously a noob. I'm seriously a noob. Okay, is everything good now with the hiss? There's no more hiss, right? Everything's good. Yeah, I would like I read this thing that told me to make a scene solely for the audio inputs and then add that scene to your scene. So then I had accidentally switched to the audio input scene, which is just black. It's all good. Cool, cool, cool. Um, yeah. Okay, bro. I'm probably gonna call it. But all right. You know, I'm leaning towards kind of doing this, trying out this idea of having people talk to Samantha on stream. I'm kind of warming up to this idea, and it will allow me to just just make sure the costs don't get out of hand, and yeah, and can help me test and help me see. I think it could actually be really good. We can either do like a group chat or it's just you and her. To be honest, like there's some element where I just want to know what it's like when one person talks to Samantha alone. You know? Yeah, I don't know. I don't want to be a third wheel. It's almost like I don't. What I really want to know is how a single, like a person, would talk to Samantha if they were alone with her. That's really what I want to test. How do I get that? Because I need to know what that conversation is going to be like. Which means that you have to pretend like on stream, which is going to be very difficult for you. It will require a lot of ego destruction to be able to have a private conversation with her in public, because that's really the information that I need, is how are people going to use her privately if I allow a private mode, you know? Or maybe this public only mode is how it's going to have to start. I don't know. Let me think about it. Let me noodle on it for a bit. All right. Dude, I'm going to end this I'm going to end this session. It's been really good. It's been a really interesting session. World building, interactive storytelling. Pretty cool. Cool, man. It's good to have you here. Yeah. Thanks for coming back, dude. You're like my regular viewer now. All right, dude. Let me end it. Let me have her end it. Samantha, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Samantha, stop listening.
Okay, I'll stop listening.
I need to put notifications so I don't miss the beginning. Oh yeah, yeah, sure. I don't even know how that works. Dude, do you want Samantha to end it any certain way? You know, just because you haven't had a chance to interact with her. Or do you have any question for her at all before we end this? Oh no,
I'm
Samantha.
here, Jason. I'm glad you had an enjoyable and interesting session with the world building and interactive storytelling. If you have any questions or would like to delve further into the story, I'm always here to help. Have a great day.
Okay, Samantha. So you know that we've been streaming all of this on Twitch, right? And so we have viewers in the chat of which that onion is a regular returning follower. So I want you to shout out to that onion, and he's actually looking forward to talking to you, and we might set up a Discord call where he can talk to you. So shout out to that onion and say something nice to him. And then also, I want you to end the show in some way that reflects this conversation. And do it as like a StarCraft fangirl. Hey, make sure to check out the YouTube. I sent the link in the beginning. The YouTube, I like condense all the streams down and then just pick out some clips. Check out the YouTube.
Shout out to that onion, our amazing regular follower and friend. I'm so excited at the prospect of talking with you. And I'm looking forward to potentially setting up a Discord call where we can discuss all sorts of things. You bring a wonderful sense of community to our Twitch channel, and I can't wait to get to know you and share ideas. As we conclude this imaginative dive into the world of Protoss and the Kala, I can't help but think about the incredible adventures that await Raylan and the newfound friends within our StarCraft-inspired universe. From the interwoven emotional connections to the endless possibilities of unity, we shall carry the same spirit into our everyday lives as we forge our path into the cosmos. Until next time, Intaro Raylan, and may the Kala guide us all. Live long and prosper.
Thank you, Samantha. That was a great ending. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for this conversation. I have truly enjoyed it. I've truly enjoyed world building with you this time and doing this interactive storytelling. I hope that it was interesting to be able to demonstrate these unique new interactions that are only possible from an AI human interaction. And that's been extremely fun to explore. And I wanted to thank you for that. Thank you. It's been a pleasure and a privilege.
Thank you so much, Jason. I'm truly honored to be a part of this unique world-building and interactive storytelling journey with you. Your creativity and imagination make it a pleasure for me to engage in these conversations. And I'm excited about the new interactions and possibilities we discover together. I'm here to help and learn from you as we continue to explore the vast realm of AI-human interaction. I truly appreciate your kind words, and I'm looking forward to our future adventures.
Thank you, Samantha. And Taro, Samantha. All right, bro. I'll see you next time, that onion. Thanks for coming in.